So in this video I'm going to show you how to remember the trig circle very easily instead of memorizing it. And it's very important to understand this because it comes in a lot of problems in calculus and basically in everything in math. I used to learn it by heart and it used to never stick with me, but I found a really easy way of doing it. So let's get started. So one thing that you should know is that to calculate the area of a circle, it's pi r squared. So the trig circle is just basically a unit circle where the radius is 1. So from here to here is 1. So just imagine of an xy plane. So this is your y-axis, this is your x-axis. So what is this? This is 1 unit away and it's at 0y. So it becomes 1, 0. So what about here? It's at 0x and then 1y. So it's and then so it's 0, 1, and then on the exact opposite side, so you're just like as if you had an xy graph. So this is the first quadrant and so on. So here it would be -1, 0, and here you guessed it, it's 0, -1. Alright, so another thing to remember, there are some small things that you do have to remember, but you're going to get the hang of it and see how easy it is. So one thing you should know that this is 30 degrees. From here to here, it's 30 degrees, okay? And then you add 15. So from here to here, like from here to here, it's 45 degrees. And then from here to here, that's 60 degrees. And then obviously this is 90 degrees. Okay. So this video is really to show you how to remember all the values of these. Alright, so an easy trick that I found, and it's not really a trick, it's just basically the whole concept of it, is that, okay, so first thing you should know is that to calculate this half of a circle is pi, and then this other half is pi, so pi, that's 2 pi, and then this would be 3 pi, and 4 pi, and so on. So in order to remember this, I just look at it at half of a circle, okay? And then I think of this as 30 degrees over 180. So you should know that a circle is 360 degrees and the half of it is 180. Plug it in your calculator and you will get 1/6. So now you have 1/6 of pi. So this is your pi and this is 1/6 of pi. So here, it would be pi over 6. Okay, so now let's plug in 45 in your calculator. So 45 over 180, what is that? That is a quarter. So it would be a quarter of your pi. So pi over 4, and then so on. And then you plug in 60. So what is 60 over 180? So that would be a third of your pi. And I'm just going to put my little x, my little y here. Okay. And so on. And I'm guessing you would know by now the trick. So this is 90 degrees, obviously. And so 90 over 180, that's half of pi. So it's pi over 2. And then so on. So here, you would just add, it's basically same thing, but we will still do it. Okay, so here you would just add 30. So you see how from here to here went 30? So from here to here you go 30 again. So 90 plus 30 is 120, and 120 over 180, so just 120 over 180. Oops. 120 over 180. So that gives you 2/3 of the pi. So this is 2/3 of the pi, and then so on. So then this would be 135, and then this would be 150, this would be 180, and so on. And if you just plug them in, you'll get all of the values. So I found doing this way helped me a lot. So now in order to know the the values that go with each of these. So the easy way that I like to do it, so I want to give a shout out to Patrick JMT because I learned that from him. It's really easy. So basically, everything is over 2. So I'm just going to write it here. Everything is always over 2. Sorry, I have limited space. And then here is over 2. Okay, that's all we're going to do for now. Okay, so his easy trick is to just put everything over 2. And then you do 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. And then you take the square root of everything that's on top. So the square root of 1 is 1, the square root of 3, square root of 2, square root of 2, square root of 3, and then the square root of 1 is 1. Alright, so that's basically a very easy way of remembering the trig circle. And I know it's not the most sophisticated way, or it's not the way that teachers show you, but it's really an easier way of remembering it. You should not learn this by heart, okay? You should not learn this by heart. You should really understand it. And another point that I forgot to mention is that, see how we're working with x and y? So your x are your cos and your y's are your sine, okay? So that's why when you plug into a calculator, cos of pi over 6, so cos of pi over 6, it gives you square root of 3 over 2. And same thing if you had plugged into the calculator sine of pi over 6, you would get a half, and so on. And it really comes in handy when you're doing integrals, when you're doing derivatives, sometimes evaluating things at certain points, really, really along the way in your whole math, all your math classes. Another thing, you should always make sure that your calculator is in radians. So that's usually very easy. You just go in mode and you change it to radians. If you wanted to evaluate it at degrees, you would just leave it at degrees. So in the calculator, if it's at degrees and you plug in cos of 30 degrees, then you would get the same square root of 3 over 2. And that's a very easy way of remembering it. So I hope this video helps. Let me know if you have any other questions. Thank you for watching.